So good morning.
Good morning, Ms. Rossi.
So today
My name is Laura Rossi. I teach K-8 technology at Tre Vista ECE 8. I've taught digital literacy and citizenship curriculum to kindergarten, first grade, and fifth grade.
Today we're going to do the lesson sending email.
I taught the sending email lesson to a first grade ESL class. This class is made up of all students who are second language learners. In the lesson sending email, students understand who has sent the email, who's received the email, and how the emails come into the inbox.
The first word we want to talk about is the word message. Does anybody know what a message is?
Yeah.
What's a message?
Like when we send things to the phone.
Some of the challenges faced in teaching this lesson was building up the academic language for these students so that they were able to understand what was going on. One of the ways I adapted the lesson for my ESL students was to only focus on one academic word at a time. That way they didn't get everything confused and they could practice and understand that one word and then moved on to the next academic word. In the lesson today, I started with the word send, and I used the word got for received until they understood what send was, and then we moved on to receive and replaced that word got with received.
So now we're going to use a big word for got. We're going to use the word received.
Another strategy I used to reinforce their vocabulary was to have them practice the words to each other. And while they were practicing, I walked around to make sure that they were pronouncing the words correctly. It helps the person who's not saying the word correctly and gives them a non-pressured environment to say the word. And it also helps the kid who's helping them because they can then practice the word even more and help their peers. Another technique that I used was bringing in Realia. I brought in real mail so the students could see the real mail and see who it was to and from and could see the sender and the receiver, and then transition that over to the email, which I showed them my email account so they could see who had sent and received the emails.
So this is email.
One of the benefits of Realia is that kids can have a tangible thing to hold on to. So when I showed them the email account, they could actually see what it looked like, and they could actually hold the mail.
Right here, right?
Yeah.
And how do I know who it was to? Right here, huh?
Her name.
Right here, right?
And then I also had the students physically hand off the mail and say, I'm sending this to, and who is receiving it.
Then I receive it.
And who sent it?
And I send it.
You sent it.
The significance of giving the kids the name tags and labeling kids received and send an email, and then having the paper on the floor with the internet, was to show that the kids, when they send an email, they write it out, and then they give it to the email provider, and then the email provider takes it through the internet and gives it to the person who's receiving it. And the importance of physically doing it is the kids can see that it goes through the internet to the other person. With the handout, the kids don't have the language to read the handout themselves. So I have them read along with me. And the way I do that is I put the handout underneath the document camera, and I have the kids point to the words, and we point to the words together, and then we do a choral reading of the information.
Which part is best? Thank you for your help, Mr. Gray.
The importance of having them point along while I'm reading is so that they can see the words and hear the words as I'm saying them, and having them read out loud so that they can practice their language.
Gray. Go to Bell Park.
My advice to other teachers in adapting lessons for ESL students is to take the vocabulary words one at a time, give the kids some think time on processing those vocabulary words, bringing in the Realia so they understand what the vocabulary words are about, and to have the kinesthetic learning in there.
We did a great job today. How do we send emails?
On the computer.
On the computer.